In small towns across Oregon, the timber industry isn't just part of the economy, it's part of the identity.
When a major mill in Philomath shut down last year, many feared the end of an era. But as Fox 12's Ezra Kaplan is here to explain, a surprising new chapter is now being written. Good morning.
Good morning. You know, from the parade routes to the family photo albums, logging runs deep in Philomath. That's why the closure of the town's only sawmill felt like losing its heartbeat. But a Portland-based company with a very different take on timber may be giving this mill and the community a second life. At the annual Philomath Frolic and Rodeo, the timber industry is present at nearly every turn.
A lot of the parade is actually timber, the industry and everything, but which, you know, you see that every day when you're up on Main Street. But hey, Tim.
It's a close-knit community with many family trees built on generations of logging.
My grandpa used to haul oaks mill. My dad has been in it since he came out of high school.
Hunter Petter is 19 years old with a commercial driver's license, and he sees his future in timber.
I mean, I don't really know anything else.
So when Philomath's Interfor mill closed last year, it hit hard.
The mill is the heart of the town. After it shut down, a lot of people just didn't have jobs.
We had no idea what was going to happen. I think there was a lot of fear that that was going to be it.
The mill was the only one within city limits. When it closed, more than 100 jobs disappeared in a town of just under 6,000. But 6 months later, something unexpected. The old mill got a new owner, a Portland-based company called Timberlab.
So when that Timberlab news came in, I think there was this sort of breath of new life, like, oh wow, okay, this isn't over yet.
Timberlab is a modern wood manufacturer that makes mass timber, giant factory-made wood panels and beams, strong enough to take the place of concrete and steel in large buildings.
Back in the day, you were using large trees to make the columns and beams for these structures. And today, with advances in technology, you can use small pieces of wood, 2x4s, 2x6s, 2x8s, laminated together.
Much of that work is done ahead of time in a factory, so buildings go up faster and with less waste.
So the whole building is built digitally, and it comes out to site and gets put in a place in a very predictable way.
And it's better for the environment. Mass timber can cut carbon pollution in half compared to concrete or steel, and it stores carbon for decades. And the business is growing. Timberlab plans to double its headcount over the next 5 years and is opening new facilities across Oregon, like in Philomath.
If we can come in and help revitalize that industry in that town, that's a huge benefit to the local community.
And while it's too soon to know exactly how many jobs will return, there's reason for optimism.
So, you know, even if we only get 50 jobs back or 70 jobs back, that's 50 to 70 more jobs than we thought we'd get back.
For Philomath, it means honoring its history while building something new.
We can innovate and use that heritage that built Philomath at the same time.
In a town built by timber and bound by tradition, the silence of a shuttered sawmill is giving way to the sound of a new chapter. And beyond the economic boost, Timberlab says their mass timber products are actually built with safety in mind, specifically looking at fire. So I brought here a sample of one of those huge posts that they make that's considered glue lam, and this is something that actually went through fire testing. So they burned it. They burned this for 3 hours.
Wow.
And what's so interesting about it is that the char around it means that it actually insulates the inside of the wood from burning. So the building will maintain its structure. That 3-hour timeline, that gives firefighters enough time to go in, clear the building, and also at this angle you can kind of see this is what glue lam is. It's all basically just big pieces of lumber glued together. But I was really interested by that fire safety part.
It really is.
Yeah.
I love that there's a resurgence in this industry that really took such a hard hit so many years ago. And you've mentioned that there are different places of Timberlab, but what's the potential across the state for this?
Yeah, there's huge potential. Absolutely.
Right?
It's something that already is getting a lot of traction in the Northeast, actually. Here in Oregon, it's expanding pretty rapidly. And Timberlab is growing their own business. They have facilities all over the state. And what they're doing with Philomath is that while they're already getting a lot of their wood from Oregon, what they need is super dry wood
So you need
to
a
do
kiln.
their process.
Yep.
So they're building a kiln at the Philomath facility. This is still a couple years away, but they're trying to basically, create the raw materials for specifically what they're trying to do.
Well, hopefully they can really help revitalize some of these communities that
Absolutely.
have been so hard hit.
And there's so many of these communities around the
Yeah.
state. It's an interesting story of maybe a potential future.
Thank
Really
you, Ezra.
a great story, Ezra.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
All right, let's get over to